It's time to duel. Hi guys, welcome back. We are live again here on the Bardicdice channel. I am your dungeon master for tonight. Yeah, Bardicdice. We're gonna be doing my homebrew game. Sorry, energy drinks and sugar. Tonight is my homebrew D&D game, Fates United. We're on episode 51, Lost Hearts. Gonna be super excited to finally get into some more backstory and lore for Kahuranji. I've been waiting for all of this. So super excited to get into tonight's game. But let's go ahead and get through some of our announcements, introductions, all that jazz. So if you are new to this channel, my name again is Bardicdice. I stream twice during the week, once on Wednesdays with our chaotic crew, the Wild Beyond the Witchlight module, the new Feywild game. It's been something. It's been really fun, and our characters have just avoided death or joined death and come back from it. It's been a lot of fun. And then, of course, we stream on Thursdays here, both at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so get your double duty D&D in. And I'm going to be trying to get a more consistent third stream in of just hanging out, interacting with you, because I love the fact that you guys all show up, and I want to get a chance to interact more and chat with you. So those have been going really well, and I want to continue tavern talk. We just got to find a nice time zone for it. That being said, if you are new or have not followed yet, feel free to give our socials a follow. That way you'll get announced when we have any new announcements for changes, cancellations, new projects that we're coming up, giveaways, cool art that I want to retweet, stuff like that. It's super fun. And that being said, yeah, I didn't feel like changing after work, so you guys get to pull it tonight. Yeah, I gotta present my best dish towards you. But as well as that, we also share a Discord, an offline community. That way, all the fun that we're having when we're live can continue to happen during the week. We share this with our sister channel, Marquee Gaming. I'm gonna see how high I can get that every time. But also ran by the wonderful husband and wife duo, Rachel and Mark, and you'll hear more about their projects here later. But if you want to join in the Discord, we have a Fates and Fae channel that you can go to interact with different gifts and reactions and kind of fun stuff during this fun time. So Mark, if you do want to run off and come back before joining up, we can definitely make that happen.
I spit out my tea. That was bad. I didn't expect you to do that.
Yeah, we have fun here. It's a whole lot of fun shenanigans. That being said, I also play in a Tuesday game, Zelda-inspired Winds of Calamity, ran by literary_DM. So definitely go check that out. And a whole lot of other amazing thing in our Discords. We have streamers that go on through the week. We have artists that post in there, woodworkers, metalworkers, anything, you name it. It's a really fun, positive community, and that's why we continue to do what we do. Yeah, oh, and we also have new merch in our store, which is still crazy to me that we have merch. But we have brand new stickers by the one and the only Amara Vaxlin. She did these amazing dice stickers that have all the affinities on it, or at least the ones that are chosens are from. They're really beautiful. You should definitely go check them out before they are gone, because they are a limited edition. I think that's it. Minus the one announcement will be on this week, obviously, because we're here. And then we'll be live next week as well. But the week after, we are going to go dark for the week. I'll be in GaryCon, so it's going to be super exciting to go and travel for that. And I'm sure you'll get updated there. I'll try and maybe see if I can sneak in a little going live, walking around for you guys. But we'll see how the internet works. That being said, let's go ahead and get into tonight's introductions. Our one and our only official, I don't know why I said one and only when I'm about to mention two people, but the two people that I'm about to introduce are official artists for the channel. We have Adili, who does some of the art here, but is our official artist for the Feywild game, and Rachel, who's the official artist for tonight's game. So, Adili, why don't you introduce yourself and who you're playing? And because it's a Mario Day, we're going to talk about your first ever game that you got like totally ingrained in, so like the first ever one that like caught that like love for gaming, or the one that you played the most obsessively could be later on, and stuff like that. So I will answer mine after you guys. Go ahead, D.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Deity, aka Rafaziel. Yeah, I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sorry, Sassy Fire keeps every time I stream, she sends this gift, and I can't help her.
It's always the best one.
And she gets me every time, so thank you. I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, though, at 1 p.m. PST, because West Coast, Best Coast. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's art, but someday I'd like to do a game, because I love games. On this game, though, I play Meikai, who's a tiefling, Kensei monk, and I love her, and she's very fun. And I'll say it's a toss-up between Paper Mario Thousand Year Door and Wind Waker. Because I was kind of playing him at the same time. But it's really hard to say that because I realize that I have a number of games, but they all came after, so I think it's one of those two, because I have gone back as an adult and played both of those, because I love them, so.
Perfect. I like it.
I refuse to choose.
I refuse. All of them. Perfect. Thank you, D. And then heading over to the before-mentioned Rachie, one half of the Marquee Gaming Duo.
Hello, I'm Rachel/Pip. I'm back streaming again. That's fun. So, I might do a makeup art stream. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. I don't know when I will.
Another reason to join the Discord.
Join the Discord, because I'll tell you then. But I stream art from Marquee Gaming, and usually on Mondays at 3:30. You can also follow my socials for art at Pip400art on Instagram and Twitter. My favorite...
Just a reminder, they are CST. So
Oh, yeah.
typically we announce ESC. So yeah, you're welcome.
So the game that was like when I was like the games I would always play when I was younger would be Barbie games and Nancy Drew games. So that was just constant all the time. But the video game that stands out to me that I just like dove into deep was when Knights of the Old Republic came out, and I was telling them I think my freshman year of high school I played that probably 14 times, I would say, is a safe bet. I was obsessed. Thank you, BioWare. I play Nice. In this game, she is a cleric, ranger, level, are we 6 or 7? I think we're 7.
7.
Thank you. Yes.
And if you're
Okay,
not
go.
sure, the character sheets do rotate, so you guys will be able to see the correct one anyway.
There we go. You'll find out eventually. No, 7. And she is on a mission to murder some fools. The end.
Sweet. Perfect. And then heading down below, the one that tonight's title is about. John, why don't you introduce yourself and who you're playing?
Hello, I play Kakarangi, and he is a Kalishtar fighter, Rune Knight actually, very exciting. You are correct, we are showing up in the hometown, and he's got some stuff to figure out, and we'll see how that goes. So, that'll be fun. Thanks everyone who's here. I'm also known as Deely's husband, and in terms of celebration of Mario Day is first game that I can think of that I got obsessed with to some degree was Chrono Trigger back in the Super Nintendo days. Try not to date myself too much. And then the game that like really got me engrossed where I began playing it multiple times. So on top of that, so after Chrono Trigger, later on, got into another game that I just kept playing over and over and over, was Mass Effect 2. It was probably the game from BioWare. Another BioWare one, look at that.
So good.
They were so good back then. And like,
They were.
They could be.
I'm
Again,
surprised
I'll stop.
Dragon
Yeah.
Age didn't get named, to
great.
be honest.
I
but-
like Dragon Age a lot, but like typically I like the fantasy RPG. something about Mass Effect and like the way the characters were written and how I got to interact with them, and then like even the DLCs, particularly like the one with the Shadow Broker DLC.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
So good.
that, all of that, and like the payoff in the end with the work you put into the thing in the game. Like I went back and I replayed it, and there's definitely some stuff I was like, okay, I definitely had some of the like new game vision going on when I was playing this, repeating it over and over. But at the end of the day, I still really enjoy it. The combat is still really fun. And yeah, that's like the game that I actually obsessed over, which, yeah, made Mass Effect 3, made me a little more sad because I love Mass Effect 2 so much. Still a good game, Mass Effect 3. I will say, going back and playing it.
Especially
But
the
at
new
the time-
version of it. Yeah, they kind of cleaned up some stuff.
Yeah. Oh, for
I
sure.
got a lot in 3.
Yeah. And 3 has some of the best moments. It's really, let's just say, when the gaming devs force things through faster than they probably should, and they don't give time for their people to work on things to an appropriate amount, it can affect the way things turn out.
Exactly. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, John, for your wonderful review of Mass Effect as well.
Sorry,
No, I love that game. I love it. I love talking about it. But we do have to get on with the game. So the last but not least, we've been dying to know his opinion because we were talking about this all before stream, and he left it locked down, just like Zachary and his magic items. Mark, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, I'm Mark of Marquee Gaming. So, on our channel, like Rachel talked about our art, we have Beacon's Aura, our D&D game on Sundays. It's 2 p.m. CST, 3 Eastern. Super fun time. Mike's in that game, like whatever direction that is for me. Rachel's in that game. It's a good time. Fun times. They got probably a fight soon. One of these sessions. I don't know. This one, next one, sometime soon. Big fight, big rematch. They're looking forward to. So.
I even bought
mentioning it now, my anxiety just spiked.
I bought a mustache emote in Destiny just because. Oh boy,
Yes.
it's amazing.
So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. But here I play Zachary, an ASMR sorcerer bard, level 7, 5 sorcerer, 2 bard, and yeah, he's roughing it.
In your
Oh
game?
yeah, my game. That's that question.
That's all. That's what we really care about, Mark.
Back to you, Mike. Probably the game that was like the first real game I dove into was Luigi's Mansion. So it kind of works with Mario Day.
Nice.
A friend of mine let me borrow their game, like their GameCube. I got to play it, and I was like, "This is fun." And I bought a GameCube just to play that game, and I spent a lot of time playing it.
Nice. I like it.
That's a really good game.
It's a good time.
I was thinking about. I keep on getting like earlier and earlier memories of different games that I first like got really into. So I was gonna say Pokemon on the Game Boy because that kind of like I was like always on the bus, trying to stay up late, sleeping in, all that kind of stuff. It was the Pikachu version, the yellow one. But then I had a memory of getting the Sega when you said GameCube, of the Power Ranger game and trying to beat that level by level. Oh, it was so much fun. But when I got older, I'd say Final Fantasy X was the one that I got into and played over and over again. And I still, to this day, as many times as I've played it, still have not beaten Sin at the end.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Because it gets
It's
such a
impossible.
grind up into the
Oh,
end
it's
that you have to
awful.
like power level up, and I just haven't done it yet.
Mhm.
So yeah. But you don't have to power up in Fates United, or grind to power up. Yeah, you guys will never level up anymore. This is it. This is your max. So.
Level cap.
So we are super excited to hear about what your favorite games were and the stuff that you got into. So make sure to put that in the chat. We'd like to hear what you guys have to say. That being said, get into tonight's wonderful game of Fates United.
Pull on tracks of fate, strings of time, metal clash as they climb. Champions of the sky, sun, moon, ocean, ally. Seek the path where darkness hides, corrupting all the good inside. They will travel the hard way, igniting light through the untamed. Wilderness won't disguise the elements sent to destroy the fragile weave of destiny. Just one of the many evils sent to break the world. Protect them as legend unfolds. Pull on threads of fate, strings of time, metal clash as they climb. Champions of the sky, sun, moon, ocean, ally. Seek the path where darkness hides. Bring light to where evil abides. Come on, roll the dice. As heroes take the fight.
Welcome back. We get into tonight's game. Last time, the quick recap. Our 4 Chosens finally arrived by airship at Fusuaga. The Chosens being given their powers by the affinities, 8 deities of this world that run the elemental magics. The Kalishtar being almost a tribal-like race that lives off of the coast, lives in harmony with these spirits and the affinities, seeing them as the creators and workers of everything around them, flowing in through the water, the earth, and the sky. Having gone back to check in on his people, Kaharanji found out that the elves have been pushing in very much, a lot more aggressive than they ever have, and much more coordinated and smart and intelligent than they ever did before, with a barbaric aggression tied in with some intellect as well. Their threat has been magnified much more than they ever have been. And on top of that, in Kaharanji's first backstory, the first session we had, it was when the affinities deemed, instead of his oldest sister, who was expected to be the next heir to the chieftain, the high chieftain position, it was given over to Kahu himself, who was more of a lower sibling in the totem pole, supposed to be a warrior, and also had the continued effect of having been raised back to life as a baby, and his eyes turned to the green of the Kaharanji stone, hence his name. This has now in turn split his tribe in two, as his sister has taken a third of the people and still led them underneath her own. The rest of the Chosens are there, getting to meet his father and then his mother, speaking of the different things that they've done and what they could do to potentially help. Not only are the elves attacking on the left, there are corrupted monsters and beasts coming from some sort of corrupt source from the east, as well as the clouds of Hanasuka over on the mountain range to the north, where scouts haven't returned from. So there are threats all around. However, Kahu, having come back and presented himself to his mother decided to give him the tattoo that symbolizes the High Chieftain. Though the responsibilities still fall to her, it is meant to be a signal and a sign of her backing and representation to hopefully fix the tribes. While wanting to go speak to the Goliath shaman, as the Goliath and Kalishtar seem to have a very much spiritual and mutual relationship here on the mountain and protecting this area, they were going to go seek the former High Shaman, the one that did the ritual that brought Kahu back. However, halfway there, they were stopped as a dagger seemed to come out of the shadows as more of a warning shot past Kahu's face, now embedding into a tree, a palm tree next to him. And coming out of the shadows is one of his older brothers, Pamela. And that is where we're going to jump back into tonight's game. Pamela steps slowly out of the shadows. You can see that he looks a little, obviously a little older, right? It's been a few months. So there's bags underneath his eyes. And he looks skinnier, more distraught than you've seen him past. What are you doing here, brother?
Seeking to reconcile the past. And hopefully chart a new future.
And where's that future? Out among, with the rest? Dealing with the humans that I hear? Can't reconcile things that are in the past.
The current future, I think, is between us.
Should leave.
Who is this Kahu?
And
Yeah, you see, this is among our people, outsiders. He looks to the three of you.
Amelie, this is between us.
How dare you bring them onto this mountain? You've already desecrated it twice before.
I pull out my dagger. And I flip the blade around in my hand. And I hold it towards him. And he would recognize it as a very specific dagger. That was Amaya's.
How dare you flaunt that in front of me?
I'm offering it as peace.
You already stole her from me. Can't offer her back? See just the rage building.
You can kind of see Kahu just take a moment, take a breath.
Can I insight him to see if he like seems more like he's just mad in there talking versus he's about to like attack
down.
him?
Yeah.
Sure. You guys give me an insight.
I was not inciting right now because he's trying to be
He's in
level-headed
the
at the moment.
Yeah.
Make guy.
12.
9.
He's angry. You're not sure
Okay.
what that rage is. He could boil over, he could stomp away, he could attack. You're not sure, you don't know him well enough.
Okay.
But there's an obvious rage and a hatred piercing into Kahu's eyes.
Kamale, we've not had a proper conversation since that day.
So now you want to listen. You didn't
I
listen
can't.
then, and that's how she got killed.
I can't change the failures I made in the past.
Obviously.
None of us can do that.
And you want us to trust you, then to make the decisions for our tribe for the future? Please, don't kid yourself.
You were right on that day, Kamale. Do you think I have not lived that day 1,000 times? I don't think I dream of that day.
The day that stole thousands more from me. Good. I hope it haunts you. Do the rest of you know what he's done? Or are you just going to blindly follow him into the battle so you can die as well alongside of him? You obviously don't know, do you?
God. I'm having a very hard time separating my meta knowledge from Meikai's right now.
You
I
can
cannot
remind
remember.
them what Kahu has told them or not. If you want.
I've told you the events revolving around Maya's death.
I think all we know is just he had a person that, like me and Zach, only know he just had someone that he loved that died. I think that's it.
Mhm.
And there's like family tension.
Yeah.
That choice
Yeah.
he made led to her death. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You would be correct. It's not something I flaunt. It's not. Yes, it's probably something I even hide.
What a leader. Like starts walking towards you.
On that day, you were leading the division that I was a part of. On that day, you gave a command to me to cover a specific part of the line. I thought I saw something else, and I went that direction, thinking myself trained enough and bold enough to handle that. Foolishly, it left open a gap. It decimated a portion of our forces. And it tore from me the most important person in my life.
She followed you, and he's like still walking closer and goes up and grabs his dagger from the palm tree and rips it out. About 3 feet from you now. She followed you because she trusted you after you tore her from my arms. Don't lie to yourself. Wait, up next?
I was just gonna say, I think if you hold a spell or like you get ready to cast, I'm not openly casting anything right now, but I'm just ready to cast Hold Person if he like makes a move. Just, like,
I'm ready to punch
So if
him.
you're going to hold it, so if you're
No, I'm getting
actively
ready to
holding it like
cast
a
it.
reaction, then that's
Yeah.
holding it, and you're going to lose the spell slot if you don't cast it. Or you can prepare to do it if he makes a move, but it won't be like a reaction. I'll let you guys do initiative if anything happens. Does that make sense?
Do I have to cast the spell in front of him
No,
to
so
hold
like,
it?
yeah, I mean you're casting it and holding it in
yeah.
a hand, so you're making the aggression of holding a spell if
Sure.
something happens.
Okay, I'm not casting a spell in front of him right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to escalate the situation.
I mean,
I'm just-
you can be prepared and on edge if you want to not cast the spell, and then if his
Yeah.
initiative is higher,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
that's doing that.
I'm just getting ready in case something happens.
You just see him flicker his eyes. Don't worry. He's not worth it right now. Takes the dagger and sheathes it. Leave. Give up what is rightfully Aikika's. Is that how you say it? I know how you pronounce it again.
Yeah.
Aikika? Yeah. She's the
Isn't it?
rightful.
It is an interesting thing we find ourselves in, isn't it? The one who always followed the traditions. The one who always broke from it. Now I'm the one who's standing on tradition. And you're the one breaking from it.
Kind of looks you over. Takes out the dagger again and kind of points it towards, like kind of moves like what you're wearing to show the tattoo that you're now wearing. You're not even chieftain yet, and yet you wear that and you say you're with tradition.
I do not think I will be traditional.
And I don't think you're right for this tribe. You're gonna begin to walk away. Unless you stop him.
What if I could give you an opportunity to see her one more time?
Stops. You just see him kind of like his head look over his shoulder in a, doesn't say anything, but just a questioning way. Though almost like a anger of like, how dare you tease something like this over my head.
I'm not lying to you. You can ask my friend Maekai here the experiences she's had. Through the strange things we have ran into in our journeys.
Mm-hmm.
Those beyond the veil are still within our reach. If at least to talk to.
She left me sooner than you did, Kahu. He walks away. You can sense a deep hurt that's under that anger. Anger towards you, but a hurt towards Amaya.
I'm going to chase after him.
Okay. Are you yelling after him? Do you grab him? I mean, he's just walking. But you see him walking towards the forest, like away from the coast side and away from the tents. He looks like you're not sure where he's heading.
I'm going to attempt to chase him down and hug him from behind.
There it is.
There's the hug.
There it is.
Okay. Give me a grapple check. About 10 feet out, you see him sense you.
20?
It's a bit of a struggle. What do you say?
Just... I'm assuming I grappled him then?
He definitely tried to get out of it out of like anger, but it's a bit of a grappled stepbrother awkward hug at this point. Yeah. As you're kind of forcing the hug and he's like, you see one hand trying to push you off and the other's hands behind his back.
Kyle's gonna do the best he can to pull him in as close as possible. And all he's gonna get is, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, brother. I was so foolish back then. That day. It was as though I lived a lifetime in a moment. And everything before that, I thought I was invincible and that I was the one to always know the direction of decisions to do. I'm so sorry.
Does a 20 hit?
Absolutely.
You feel a hot wound of a dagger right below your ribs that's on like flaming, and it cauterizes the wound as it just sticks there. Live with that guilt. And then he misty steps and he's gone. You do not know him to know magic. Not something he had before. Yeah, nice. I sorry, because they went away. I don't know. Would you have followed closer? Because he was kind of going after him.
I don't even know where they are, or, like, how far away they went. I guess I was
Yeah,
having trouble visualizing it off my head.
Yeah, so you guys are kind of like on top. I'd say they'd make it about a movement away, so about 30 feet away. You would have not been able to really see the moment when he stabbed him, but I will allow, since you were preparing it, if you want to try, if you're going to hold him after he misty stepped.
I see him after he misty stepped?
If you feel like you're going to move up after him, I'll give you a chance to. I don't want to cut off the fact that you guys are there, but there's kind of a lot going on really quick, so.
I mean, if he's gone, I'm not gonna. I was more worried that he was gonna openly try and kill him right now.
So if you see him leave, you'd let him go. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you're just kind of stunned looking down at it.
The dagger's still on me.
He left the dagger. Seems more symbolic than
how much damage did it do?
Threatening. 5 points of damage. It seems a lot more emotional. Sorry, I hate to say it, emotional damage than physical for you, but.
Can I take a moment to think about how that interaction just went? See if I get an insight.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Do you want to insight him?
Yeah.
You guys. It's hard for you to. Well, the three of you give me a perception check while he's doing this. It all happened real quick. It was kind of a weird interaction. It's dark.
27.
24.
You say 27 and nice? Dang. 3.
11.
Okay. Yeah, Zachary, Makai, you kind of lost them in the shadows, and you can still see Kahu standing there, but he's not moving, and kind of clutching at his side. And nice, you were prepared and had been kind of following behind, and your elvish eyes were able to see clearly into the forest. And you saw, after the hug and that weird interaction, just this look of hatred, but a flash of green in his eyes as the dagger went into his side. Kahu, with your insight, there's grief, there's anger, but it seems one that has spiraled him down a path. You get almost the sense of hopelessness. I'm not sure what he's thinking, but that's what you get from him. But nice, you can see a dagger out, just still in his rib. A little bit of blood, but it's cauterized, so it's not actively bleeding or anything.
Okay. I think I'd sign to the others. He just got stabbed. And then get over there.
Yeah. Run over.
I was just gonna pull it out.
Hurts. You almost have to cover it again because it kind of reopened the wound a little bit.
Are you okay?
I'll live.
Do you want us to go punch him?
No.
Can I?
Oh, with that whole interaction, give me a persuasion check as well. I meant to ask for it earlier and I didn't.
14.
Okay. Cool.
It's average as of rolls I could get on a die.
Par for the course.
Yeah, I sign to the others with when I say, in his head. So, who was that? What is happening? You okay?
That was my older brother. He was the one who sought Demaya's hand, and who was also in charge of the division I was in during the skirmishes. You could say that I often went against the direction he was going, as I, was in love with Amaya, and I wasn't about to take that one lying down, and I thought there was a better decision to be made on the battlefield. I would not take back my love for Amaya, but I do regret not listening to him that day on the battlefield.
But Amaya...
Oh, go ahead. No, you go.
But Amaya loved you.
I think that's why he's bitter. Part of it. He had the standing, but at the end of the day, she chose me over him.
You both were fighting over her? Or... I don't get it.
It's more like me and Amaya fell in love, and he also enjoyed his time with her, and because he was division commander, he had higher standing, was able to make a deal with her family. She broke from tradition and denied the deal. Made my brother look foolish.
So the tradition was that you had to say yes to that?
You don't have to, but it's very uncommon. It's very rare.
Kahu, you would know. People can say no to it, but to say no for a younger sibling is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, to say no to for a younger sibling is particularly embarrassing. As the younger you are, the lower your station.
Oh, right.
For another place, it's like saying no to a city guardsman and instead taking on the beggar.
I mean, that stuff happens a lot.
Pretty much everybody knows each other in our village, to some degree.
Fair.
So when something like that happens, everybody knows.
He just never got over it, apparently.
Well, do you think he's more mad about that or the other thing that...
Breaking orders.
Yeah, it was just you did something different that he said not to? I didn't understand.
I chose not to follow his orders because I thought something else was better. His orders, looking back on it, was the wiser decision. Because I broke from that, and Amaya loved me and sought to keep me safe. She died for me. And so did others that day. He's bitter at the fact. I'm sure he's bitter at the one thing. But I think he's bitter at both, very much so, because they kind of layer onto each other.
Yeah, they go together.
Because if she would have chosen him in the first place, maybe she doesn't follow me out there.
What was with your brother's eyes? I saw like a flash of green. Does that happen when he does magic or something a lot?
His eyes flashed green.
Right before he stabbed you?
I did not see that. I thought I was the only one in my village to have these eyes.
Did it look the same as Kahu's eyes, or was it something kind of different, Mike?
Give me a affinity check.
Affinity.
Check. 12.
Okay. You've seen it before. Reminded you more of when Car's brother fought you guys.
In what way?
Connection to corruption powers. A lot of times you see it in the veins, or as like a full-on something poisoning or taking over someone. But you guys can see it in a flash in someone's eyes as well, typically.
Mm.
So it's not like a natural color of Kahu's eyes. It's like an arcane flash or glow, almost like a flare or something that you could recognize with your affinity ability.
I think it reminds me of some of the other people we fought that have dealt with corruption.
Mm.
He might be delving into things he's not supposed to.
Maybe we do need to.
You think they're following the same path your people did?
Maybe. Seems to be lots of temptations these days to get what you want, so I'm not sure.
Your father sought to be accepting. They used that against them, did they not?
Yeah, they hated him for it.
But they used it against him as well, right? To break through.
What do you mean?
On the day that everything went south for you. What happened? I want to avoid the same thing happening here.
I mean, it was just someone that assassin that we captured, he changed himself to look like my father. So Bri let him into the village thinking it was him. That was how they got in. Then they took us out into the desert. It wasn't magic so much as it was just daggers and ritual sacrifice. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe there was magic being used, but I don't remember a lot of it. It's kind of a blur. It's the magic that I've seen afterwards that Bardicdice uses that makes me wonder.
I mean, from the descriptions, we've run into this kind of stuff anyways with other things, and so...
Yeah.
I say we just try to capture him and maybe remove curse or something, I don't know. Maybe give him an accidental extra punch or something.
Fixes everything.
Does.
Well, glad I have you guys behind me.
I'm not saying that what you did in the past with going against him is right or valid, but I do know that you tend to follow your own instincts, and I can trust that you're going to continue to do that, and you've only proven yourself making good decisions that I've seen. So I believe that, Kahu. Also, all of us being, in our younger years, we all have things that we've done. So, but we're not those same people. Better.
It sounds like you've learned from anything that's happened. So, him rubbing it in our face that it was stupid to be with you, I think is invalid.
Saltier than the ocean.
Thank you. Just try not to be as angry as I was those days.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't think back then.
Apparently, it hasn't done your brother much good. Be that angry.
Like I said, it is very weird for me. I don't know if I ever was like that, but I almost feel like our roles have reversed.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange.
Well, if we see him next time, what do you want to do? Do you need to think about it?
Just kind of look over to Niacin while talking to everybody. Our lives are on the line. And you can't hold back, don't. But if we can capture him alive, I prefer it.
Oh, I don't want to kill one of your family members.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I plan on killing your brother.
No. He just needs to be talked to.
I appreciate it. He was a skilled warrior, though, even before he could do whatever he just did.
Wait, he didn't have magic before?
Not that I ever knew of.
Do you think you could do the same thing on him? Do you think it'd do anything?
I could just do the same thing that happened to Car's brother. I don't think it'll do anything if he's chosen to take that.
I wonder if you can convince someone not to choose it anymore. I wonder what it would do then.
Yeah.
Well, that is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shall we go see the shaman?
Yeah.
If you're
Standing
still
right
up
here.
for it. I mean, you just got stabbed, so
Yeah.
that one's up to you, I guess.
Like,
It's not the first time I've been stabbed.
are there any other siblings that also hate you?
Actually, yeah, that's a pretty good question.
Like,
Most
every
likely
5 feet, they're just waiting.
It's probably at least every 10 feet. Probably
Very good.
15. They would know I would know they were 10 feet away.
Or, I mean, your younger brother.
That was a couch
Seems-
stuff joke.
Oh. That's why it went over my head. You're all taller than me.
That's fair.
Your younger brother likes you.
He does. I have some good standing with many of my middle siblings.
How many siblings do you have?
Seven
Let me
others.
look at the list. That is a lot of brothers and sisters. Oh my goodness.
So your sister, I guess, is the only other one we need to look out for.
Just the oldest.
That I know of for sure.
What does she look like, just so we know and we're not confused later when someone starts threatening you?
You can look like her with your hat. Just like turn into it really quick so we can like visualize. I'm borderline traumatizing.
It's gonna be quite
I don't know how
interesting.
I feel about that.
Just like a second and then.
Maybe we're in a more private area.
Oh.
don't actually become her. You just have like an illusion over top
Yeah.
that makes you look like her.
Yeah.
So we know what she looks like.
Mhm.
You don't.
You guys met my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very similar to my mother.
Except like angry.
Well, younger as well. You can tell she hasn't had to deal with as much stress as my mother has.
Because she hasn't had
Don't
8
ever
kids.
don't ever say I said that to my mother.
Oh, I know those rules.
Okay.
You've met my mother.
I have. You should stand up straighter. You've been slouching too much, Makai.
Can't tell me what to do. I'm older than you. Higher ranking.
Oh. Fair.
Okay. Anything else we should know that's like very important about all this? Before we run into someone else.
Every 15 feet.
I mean, I don't want to force anything out of you, but at the same time, I don't want to do something that's going to be wrong in the situation because we're not prepared.
That's fair. I honestly don't know the climate of the situation right now. I don't know who's sided to what side at the moment. I don't know where the village is split, how it's split. I know what you guys know based on talking with my mother earlier. And it seems that, honestly, part of the reason their tactics are probably as good as they are right now is probably, it seems very much like Kamale has decided to stay with that side.
The elves, you mean?
Yes. My brother was a solid tactician.
Working by the elves and he's a traitor.
Didn't give you
No.
mad enough to do that? Because I understand where your sister might be, but... I mean, your brother wouldn't be mad at everyone, would he? Just you? Whereas your sister would be more mad at your mom and other people that would support you. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm so sorry. I totally messed up. His eyes didn't flash green, they flashed yellow. I'm so sorry. That messed
Okay.
Yellow.
Yellow. Sorry.
Does that change anything, or is it just the color?
Changed my comment earlier.
Yeah. I am gonna say you still get a connection to corruption, but you haven't recognized it from Par's brother. I apologize. I was blanking out on that.
So it doesn't change anything though, aside from
You're just not sure why
his
yellow.
brother? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. Okay.
You've never
so
seen that connection before, but the feeling of it with your
It's corruption,
chosen still gives you a corruption.
Sure. Sounds good.
I'm so sorry.
No worries.
It's like I'm just so used to saying green when that happens. Yeah.
Evil magic equals
Yeah,
green,
evil
so
magic is green in this world.
I
Duh.
get it.
Wait, and then I was looking through my notes. I was like, not this one. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we have a split family right now here. So, you know what? I don't know. I can't assign reasoning to anybody. Could be people vying for power, could be people mad at not having what they thought was their right given to them. It could be anger directly at me, it could be that I don't know if my mother began a rift before. Or somebody before my mother even. And this was just the excuse used to finalize the split. Who knows what corruption truly lies in this world? And how people react to it.
Can you tell me what the ritual or whatever you said? You said you took what she was going to be somehow. What is that? I don't understand that either.
Can I walk them over to like the amphitheater area?
Yeah, you guys are, what, 50 feet past it at this point. You can definitely walk back to it. The chieftain tents and the Goliaths were kind of like centered around it, almost as a, it's kind of a sign of their status because of what that place means. So they're in the tent talking, as you knew your mom was going to speak to the Goliaths, and then there's all the soldiers who are off in the distance, either in their own tents or, you know, outside kind of relaxing or mending their own wounds. So this amphitheater is left clear for you, as most people don't. Kind of not used except for that ritual.
So bring you guys over there and leaves the solstice, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to. Okay. I was just making sure I was remembering it right.
The important solar event that we don't remember the name
It's
of.
the summer one, yes.
Yeah, it's the solstice.
I need to write down exactly.
Solstice.
Yes.
Yeah, because you have the summer and the winter solstice, then you have the equinoxes on spring and
Right.
Mhm.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. So it's the solstice. I don't know.
Yeah. So what happens is when we're ready to choose a new leader, usually during a solstice, we have we are going to pass that torch in the near future. The tribes gather together, and we have a fire down here. And during the setting of the sun, before the green horizon shines, we give yourself a cut and you put it over the fire. Typically, the first person to do so is the eldest child of the chieftain. And those who are the chosen ones, when their blood hits the fire, the flames go from its roiling red into a green, letting everybody know that the spirits feel the path that is needed to be traveled is to be guided by the one who has brought forth the green flames.
All three of you recognize this. You've seen this before. You see this worldly event happen twice a year, so it means something different for each one of your cultures. Zachary, to you, that represents the closest the affinities are to this realm and their closeness to the mortal world. And then, obviously, for the Kalishtar, this is what this represents.
Are you gonna say what it represents to the other two?
Oh, I can if you guys want. Sure.
I mean, that would be helpful.
That's what I was waiting for.
Gotcha. My bad. I was wondering what the break was. Meikai, to the Hanasukins, that representation is of the unity of the status of royalty. It represents the divinity of them being chosen to rule and why they rule. Anais, it's different for the elves. It means something different for every tribe. Some see it as creation and destruction. Some have seen it as sun and the moon. Seasons. Just representing the change year to year. Give me a history check. If you remembered what your father spoke stories of. Natural one.
You.
Yeah.
Oh.
You spent
Like a Sick.
so much time lately in a blur and a numb that it almost angers you. You can't even remember now some of the stories your father spoke to you of. It's almost like that when you try and access those memories from before. You almost don't want to go there sometimes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so on that day, my family began with the ritual, but instead of it stopping where it normally does, it stopped on me.
So all of you, except Maleko.
Correct.
Remember correctly, I think the shaman came out after the first 2 or 3 and recommended you because of what she knew.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
I will clarify that as I remember.
Not that big of a difference, but I just listened to the to the intro one, so I just remember that.
Well,
A long time ago,
If it-
51 episodes.
There's a concerned look that comes over Zach's face as this conversation's happening.
if it's
Okay.
tradition, yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I might be poking things I shouldn't be poking.
I mean, it's
Cool.
probably.
He kind of looks around. We should go somewhere a little quieter, I think. Out of sight.
Okay.
Oh.
Do I see any? Do I know any good spots?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a larger plateau, you could easily go 50, 60 feet off in almost any direction and get out of earshot of people. You kind of remember one that's more to the east side, and you kind of wrap around this kind of the tree line where you first saw Kamale to the left, kind of follow a short little path 50, 60 feet, and you come to this outcropping that actually overlooks down to where your village is and different islands and the setting sun, or well, the sun that has already set. And you can see the water that goes into darkness from this spot.
Is it starting to do its like?
Yeah, like you can see like the band,
Nighttime thing.
yeah, that band of just like that dark into just a lighter twilight.
There's like a bioluminescent like strip along the shore.
Oh, so cool.
Pretty. I want to go there in real life.
I know. What's up, Zach?
This should be safe.
I go and I light a torch. Put it on the ground. Go and I pick a little dagger I have. I cut my hand very lightly, so just a couple drops fall into the fire. I utter a word and the fire turns green, and there's faint sounds of like harps, and the ground just slightly tremors nearby as I cast Thaumaturgy.
Oh.
Is it possible that that ritual is a fake? Maybe somebody stirred up strife within your tribe with it. And the flame's still green, there's still the tremors and the harps going.
How long does that last?
A minute.
Palace really don't have a lot of magic, right?
We don't.
Well, we just saw one that did.
Mm-hmm.
The Goliaths
The
do tend to have
shaman.
magic, though.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, didn't you say the shaman? You were taken to the shaman because they're raising from the dead or something? So then that's magic.
I don't
I'll let
remember
the
hearing
flames
music,
and everything
though.
go
Is that
back.
normal?
I don't have to do music, I can change my color instead or do something else, but
There's two comments going on. What was the question?
What?
I let all this stuff go. All the effects.
Oh,
are
okay.
gone.
So you let the things go. And John, what'd you say?
I was asking him about specifics of what he was doing,
Okay.
and he was responding to me.
Gotcha. Sorry. I thought you were asking something about the Goliaths. That's why I got confused.
Yeah, I'll say a word and make the flames blue. And I'll say another word and make them pink. Just
RGP lights in Fantasy World? Let's go!
Thaumaturgy, we use that is for parties.
I actually never thought about that.
I have. But yes.
I don't want to trample on your traditions and your beliefs, but is it possible that somebody intentionally made you look like the leader to cause tension?
I mean, if the shaman already was apparently maybe acquainted with Murdas.
I'm sorry if this is upsetting. I don't want to upset you.
What's the real one supposed to be like? I didn't get what you meant by spirits turning the flame or something. That didn't make sense to me either. Like, is there a way to tell a real from a fake?
Yeah, does this seem any different to me? I don't know how better to ask that question. But does it seem...
It is the only one you've seen, so...
Give me an Arcana check. Yeah, I didn't think so.
7.
But I wanted to at least give you the roll. You're not practiced enough in the magic to recognize something like that when it happens. To you, definitely plausible from what you saw. Maybe
I guess the only...
could have a conversation with one of the shamans.
It sounds like our answers might be with... I believe it's Elder Varad.
Are they only chosen on the solstice? Or, if we just go light that fire over there, you do it and it still works.
As far as I know, it's always on the solstice.
But what spirits of what though? What are you talking?
Of the
I
world,
don't get it. Oh.
you know.
Ghosts.
No.
The deities.
Sure, okay.
Solus, Luna,
Oh.
Averina,
It's just a
Deloy,
different name. It's a different name for
Lotha.
them.
Together they are the spirits of the world. And they
Oh.
create and dictate the things. Well, I shouldn't say dictate. But they helped begin the creation of what we have all around us.
Okay. I thought you meant like dead people or something. I was confused.
Well, I can see how that's confusing.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Well, and then that actually that lines up with my other thought too, is it could be a fake, like what Zach said, or maybe it was one of that you're almost a chosen, bypassing everything type of thing. And it was you being a chosen that had to do with the flame turning, if it was real.
Perhaps.
Like, you didn't know it at the time, but like they chose, like, Lytus killed my family before I knew or chose, so.
It's true. There's one other thing, too. I have dreams. Now, I know that doesn't sound strange to you. None of my people have been known to dream beyond the founder of our people, who is known as a dream walker.
Do Kalistar never have dreams ever?
We do not is not typical.
That's boring. No
And-
offense.
And if there
These
are,
two,
they're not
soon
like
to be rather
controlled.
go ahead.
Yeah, they're not like controlled dreams.
Hmm.
All this dream stuff you're doing is pretty. Like, no one does that.
No. That's why I'm trying to figure it out.
Beast. Dreamwalker. Chosen.
There's a lot happening right now.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
We'll figure it out. Just don't trust that shaman until we know she's not with Lightus.
Did we still go talk to her?
This whole thing could be rigged.
I know you watch my back.
Mhm.
I'm definitely going into it a little more wary now. Thanks for your wisdom, Zach.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth having in the back of my mind. But now I'm feel as though I'm walking through an area that I am unsure of what to trust. But we'll figure it out.
I feel like Zach and I are really good at being paranoid, so
I
we'll
don't
teach you
want-
our ways. Sorry, good.
I don't want any of us to get betrayed again.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. And I have to cheer in her mind. Keep an eye out for me.
Yeah.
Shall we go?
watch her.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Watching out for those siblings.
You guys are heading to Elder Shaman.
Yeah.
Yes, and I finally eat that coffee grass stuff because I'm really tired of you doing stuff.
So you do eat it.
Coffee grass.
If I could get a mod to help me out in chat, that'd be great. Perfect. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. I will allow. I'll allow that enhanced ability to go through on this one. It's somewhat
Oh,
close.
I think it expired. At
Yeah,
this point, right?
time's a little loosey goosey at the moment. You guys didn't have that long of a conversation. Also, want to give him a chance to use it since it wasn't used before. So. I'll say it's kind of like tailing off at the end, right about now.
I mean, it would have been gone already because I did detect magic, so it's
Never mind.
it's gone no matter what.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That works then.
I got a 19.
Okay, cool. You don't need it. Yeah, you feel kind of like that invigoration of like just like a sugar rush or energy drink rush, but it's very natural and smooth. But you feel like the effects of sleep or like not sleeping have kind of gone away.
Okay.
You feel like you can run into battle right now. That's kind of what this feels like it's used for like right before a battle or to stay through a like a night post or something.
Cool. Yeah, Nice was like kind of like before, and then
Yeah.
she eats, and then she's just like walking really fast.
Give me a D4, please.
Is that helping?
This stuff is great. I signed her.
Oh.
to
It's a little quicker of a sign too. You're like having
Yeah,
to keep up with it. Perfect.
Took too much. Way too much.
I love it. Perfect. We are gonna go ahead and take our break a little early, because I have to go to the bathroom really bad. Plus, I'm also I want to look over some notes real quick before something. So, we're gonna take our break early, just to go ahead and get this done. Kind of break up the longer conversations. So, we'll be right back. We'll come back around 9. A little bit after 9, if you guys don't mind. So, if you're at home, thank you so much for dropping in and supporting, saying hello in chat with us, or banning these people trying to get us to get fake views. We're not about that life here. But make sure to stand up, shake off a little break, go to the bathroom, get some food, and we'll be right back. You guys. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for being patient with me and my impatient bladder. We are back from break. So, let's jump back in. Pamela confronted his brother Kahu for, in his perspective, stealing the woman he was to be betrothed to, potentially, and disobeying orders, causing disobedience in the ranking as a soldier, but also getting Amaya killed. Seems that this, coupled with the controversy over Kaho being chosen as chieftain, has caused a rift between Amalei and him, the other brothers and sisters and him. Kaho, just a reminder. Actually, no, we'll say this. During your conversation with your father, it has become clear that Aikika, Akamu, and Luana left with Aikika.
Say Akamu?
Akamu and Luana. So the oldest three left. Kamale is kind of seen as someone that's kind of been in and out, has jumped between both, potentially. And then the rest have stayed. Maleko, your biggest supporter, but Kaimana, Yahi, you're not sure. You're not sure what their position would be. You'd have to check in on them. Your sister being more of a hand worker, someone working crafts, things for the village, and Kiahi, another soldier. You guys spoke with each other, kind of clarifying, asking questions, walking over to an overcrop, looking down upon the coast. Zachary bringing up a very valid question: would magic be behind this controversy? You know that the elder shaman, Barat, the one that was shaman when you were born, when you were brought back to life, kind of seen as a curse when this all came revealed at the same time as the ritual that you were chosen to be the chieftain elect. You guys now walking away from the amphitheater where that ritual happened just a few months prior. Leaving, you can start hearing the soldiers, a change in guard. A few of the kind of animals just that rest up here, some birds in the trees, but they all seem to be going more quiet as the night settles. You can see the fire or some sort of light source going on in the High Chieftain's tent. And then further back into the Goliath side, you can see different encampments and huts. The Goliaths live up here. Any of them that are more the spiritual side are up here. You can see different runes that mimic the ones that you put on your items. The rest of you guys can recognize runes that match tattoos. The ones that he engraves on his weapons or his armor. Clothing. You don't really have armor. But any armor, like over piece that you would wear. All of you guys can kind of recognize similarities between them of this rune magic. Kind of going back, and a couple Goliath kind of nod their head to you and The rest of you notice the Goliaths seem a little less judgmental that you're here. Surprised nonetheless. But most of them more welcoming and kind of give a nod of like greeting.
Can I retroactively ask something? And if you
Yeah.
need me to roll it disadvantage, that's fine. I was kind of wondering if I could tell if Kahu's brother, I don't remember his name because it's gonna take me a minute.
Kamale?
Thank you, Kamale. It's all the K sounds. I'm gonna get them all mixed up.
I'll put it in
Did
chat.
Kamale seem pretty equally like not happy all three of us were there, or did he seem weirded out that an elf was there? Because I know even his mom and and his dad were kind of like, or at least the people around. So I was kind of wondering if I could.
Yeah. Give me an insight.
Sense
A
that.
retrospective one as you replay it in your head, an insight roll of how the interaction went because it came so quickly. Now that you start thinking these things in the conversation after.
Do you want disadvantage?
No, it's fine. It's recent enough.
15.
15. Seemed pretty equal.
Okay.
There wasn't a extra hatred because you're an elf.
Thank you.
Anais' eyes furrowed, and as she's always seemingly in her mind, often. Zachary kind of quietly staying in the shadow of the three of you all. Make high as well, kind of doing her normal like ducking of the head, but just kind of looking around. I'll give me a perception check as you're looking around, trying to find.
I'll also tell my mind to Anais what I'm looking for, so that Anais can keep an eye out too, because
What is he looking for?
I believe we're looking for Elder Varut.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to roll too? Also, Mark just said something.
Not
and
because you took the caffeine.
I was wondering if that was it help me.
That's why I didn't make you do disadvantage.
24.
24?
22.
Nice. You look around, not where her hut used to be, or at least the one that you find is not hers anymore. You're kind of looking around, and you quickly ask one of the nearest Goliath, and as he kind of just looks at you and then points, you can see as the plateau goes up another slight hill, off way in the distance, a lone hut. You get the sense of almost like either someone that either likes really quiet or someone that has been banished from a group. But you don't really get the best of feelings when the Goliath when you're asking for her. You guys continue heading up that way?
Yes, I will.
Up here you can see Goliaths a lot of the night ones walking around. A lot of them have very similar wear as some of the druids that you've met before. A very natural wear and make. A little bit more of the earth in the Kalishtar. Kalishtar sometimes will kind of make their own crafts and threads from other places as well because of their trade. But the Goliaths seem to stay a little bit more nature-based with theirs. A little more simple. Though you can see the elegance is more in the runes and the tattoos. But eventually, another 15 minutes or so, you kind of follow this up, and all of the sounds before, well, the animals, Goliath, and the normal just kind of nightly routines fade. As you get up to this, you can now see the stars and the night sky clear of any torch light that seems to interact with it. It's a gorgeous night out now.
I'll probably pause for a minute just to enjoy this guy before he finishes the trek to knock on the door.
There's still clouds off in the distance, and Anais, you can still sense that thunderstorm, kind of the heat lightning off in the distance, but the night sky is opened up. Make high even the moon kind of on a half, crescent, but there. head up to the hut. You can sense there's almost like a fire that's burning down to its coals, leaving a little glow and a smell of incense. What do you do?
Knock on the door.
You gotta put your hand up and you just, come in. I've been expecting you. And kind of like as you're about to knock, you just hear the voice. You continue knocking and then
I'll open the door and walk in.
you kind of entered in. You can see the crouched over elder Goliath woman, longer braided hair, no crooked nose. Seems age has caught up to her a bit more since the last you've seen her. She's looking pretty frail and weak. But she, come in, come. And you have brought guests with you, Kahuranchi.
I've brought my friends, yes.
I have felt you reaching out to me in your dreams. I was expecting you to come by eventually.
Oregon started me on a path. But before we get there, we need some answers.
Come inside. Come, dearies. Oh, come here, beautiful. Your horns are quite gorgeous. She's like just sitting everyone down. And, oh, let's. She's like looking at you, Zachary, kind of like grabbing your face and just kind of, oh dear, looking at you in the eyes. Oh, they're precious. And walks over to you and Nias and he goes, silent but strong. Come sit. And there's a tea kettle and there's already 4 cups. Kind of like wooden, kind of carved cups. There's any of you thirsty?
Not right now.
Of course. Maybe later. Places it back down. He goes and sits down kind of on a hearth and stokes the fire a bit so it flames up a little bit and some of the smoke kind of rises up through the middle gap.
You seem to be in a much different position than last we talked.
Many information that does come out that others do not like. I tend to like to my loneliness more. Gives one quietness to listen to nature before one passes away and becomes part of it. But I don't think that's why you're here, Gary.
It is not.
Speak your mind. And you almost see her preparing herself for what, like, almost like knowing you're going to be asking certain questions. And
What's your involvement with Theodis?
You didn't go by the name Virtus then. Gozer introduced herself to me as the Apostle of the Golden One. I've only heard recently some of her more involvements. The Goliath aren't heeding my word. She came to my door at night, telling me that there would be a child brought to me, and I would have the chance to save him. Oh, I know this is forbidden in your tribe.
We're not here to sugarcoat right now.
I never
I
want
need to know what happened.
I communed with the spirits, Kaho. You were blessed by many of them. All of them swirling around you. that has been unheard of. Only in stories of what my grandmothers told me. And the shamans before me have told. I had a vision of you rising up, alive again, just like you are before me now. And he looks again, almost similar to Kamale did, but kind of poking past your jacket. The Leviathan. I couldn't do anything beyond my powers to do. So I reached out to her. She was waiting on the outskirts of the village. She was able to dreamwalk. Met me there. Assisted with a ritual. Out of some book that she had, I did not recognize. And she pulls out a torn parchment, kind of with red markings of the darkness affinity. Sorry, I'm getting colors wrong. It's the darkness affinity, but it's in golden, not red.
I take it.
I knew you would want to know. That's the only thing I remember from seeing on that spell book.
I'm gonna hand it over to Zach. I know Zach's had some experience looking at spell stuff.
I mean, Kau, even you recognize it as the symbol that Sundavir wears on his forehead. But it's in golden instead of red.
Just a symbol, or is there other stuff on the paper?
It's just that. Seems.
Then I'll pass around with everybody.
Yeah.
Instead.
It seems to be more or less her like recalling from memory and kind of knowing you were going to come back, ask more of it.
Can I be inciting her while she's talking about this?
Sure. Y'all don't trust my NPCs?
No.
I got a wall.
Oh, nice.
I actually would
Why
be
do I-
inciting this whole time though, because I'm trying to suss out what's happening.
Sure.
23.
Comes down to Zach on this one.
22.
22, nice. So 23, 22, and 5. Anais, Zachary, especially, you're already just not wanting to be here in the first place, but just kind of the talk of how they're involved with the spirits. It just doesn't jive with your version of knowledge and magic, and it just seems so different. Nias, every time Bardicdice is brought up, it just angers you, and this buzzing. You can't tell with her anything. You just every time Bardicdice gets brought up, this anger, and you're not sure if that's bleeding over to her or what. Meikai and Kahu, you both sense a elder's confidence of what they've done and why they did it, while also a hindsight of guilt. That makes sense. Maybe someone that didn't know what they were getting involved with.
Tell me, what did you have to pay for this?
Nothing. Wanted nothing in return.
No caveats.
None that I'm aware of. You said we all had our parts to play in this. Thought she was won by the affinities. Oh, you are special. I saw that within you when I communed. We're blessed. I've been Thinking back on Dreamwalker. Last one that was blessed like that was our founder. I believe you follow in his footsteps. So I'm not afraid of what I've done, and I would do it again. I know that doesn't fix any problems that you have.
Anais was writing, and she shows her notebook, and it's not a blank page. She like made sure, but it says, "What does the ritual consist of?"
There were the Aharanji stones, and she read from this spellbook of hers. It was magic beyond mine. Not to raise one from the dead. I can only ask the affinities to do things for us.
Whose power did she claim then? Is it Golden One?
Golden one? It is the light that sleeps? I did not understand much of it.
Has she spoken to you since?
No. But these rumors of this golden-faced woman who fighting with the elves, it's come back to me, and some of them have heard the name Virdis, spoken from some of the elves that have been captured, or they were killed. They all seem loyal to her, and don't know why she would turn on us if she had helped us before.
Anais says in Kahu's head, sorry, Mark, did you want to do something? You haven't said anything yet.
I just wanted to ask if I have ever heard the name Golden One or the Light That Sleeps before, or come across it anywhere.
Give me a history check.
Ooh, okay. 7, so that'd be 24.
Nice.
Nice.
You have heard those phrases, though in maybe like slightly different alterations, spoken towards the light affinity in different ancient books that you've read or transcriptions. But it also...
I've heard
Go ahead.
the Light That Sleeps before? Or is it the Golden One?
The golden one. The light that sleeps... Oh, sorry. Backwards. The light that sleeps does kind of reference the fact that light seems to be non-existent for a while, right? Kind of a common terminology. The golden one reminds you more of early on when you were getting like various dreams and lies and presentations of different things. It reminds you of part of that. So slightly different. What Edge Heroes, thank you so much for raiding. You guys hear the footsteps of 4 soldiers kind of going by outside of the tent. It kind of goes hush, but they tend to kind of continue on their patrol around and head on out. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for dropping in. Do you have any more clarifying questions on that?
Just you said like the lies that I've heard about the light?
So like
Is that what you said?
when Sundavir and different affinities kind of like you're having those symbologies shown to you, it mimicked when the light one was shown. Sundavir had kind of revealed himself in light and then switched to, you know, his true form.
Okay. So I've never heard it like with officially the light. It's always
Correct.
been that
Right.
twisted stuff. Okay.
Yes, exactly. The only thing you have heard is the light that sleeps. That is something that's reference to the affinity.
I say in Kahu's head because I don't trust this lady right now. But I say, why would Virtus want to save one chosen's life, but kill another? I don't understand.
That is a good question. I'll ask it out loud.
It looks like because she doesn't trust her, but let's happen.
Wait, before I ask it out loud, I will verify with an eye so she's okay with me asking it out loud, including me trying to kill the other type of chosen. Knowing that she's referencing her situation with my situation.
I'd say it's hard to tell if you think it's wise to say it.
How well do I trust the elder right now?
Tell me. Your insight seemed pretty genuine. Up to you on how you feel Kahu feels about it right now. Nothing so far has come across malintended or like lies that have been given to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What would somebody like Miss Virtus want with the Chosens?
Not to answer that, dear. I don't know. I don't even understand what they want with us specifically besides our land. Why won't they just come, discuss, find ways to have a truce? We are welcoming people. There's anger in all of their hearts. Barbaricness that drives them. She looks over at Denai. She goes, I don't know if it's related to the drought. Has devoured your people? I can tell you I have tried reaching out to her in my dreams as well. Oh, I do not believe I will be as strong as you, but I can show you the techniques that have been passed down. I need the incense to access it. But she is never... I'm never able to find her. That makes sense.
We'll never found her there.
And I starts, don't bother. She's insane.
Say that in Kahu's head, or?
No, I say it, I write it down and I hold it out and I show her.
Idea.
Why would she have sought to save me?
Do not know her intentions, but I think it's because you are blessed. Maybe
now she seeks to claim me back, though.
I cannot answer that. I do not know her intention.
Can you train me enough in dream walking that I'm not a sitting duck with her?
can teach you what I know. Do not know how effective they will be against her power. Power is not one that I understand.
Or I trust you in this.
I can understand why you wouldn't.
Nice as in, Kahu said, I might have a way to make this easy if she's willing.
Care to explain? Sounds like something I would do.
It's a little bit of
You speak in riddles.
something. I decided to try it out. It's something Lothar taught me. If you ask her a question and she agrees to it, I can see if she's telling the truth or not.
But I love this spell.
But she'd have to agree to it.
Are you willing, Elder Varad, to undergo some questions while under compulsion to tell the truth?
I understand your concern. I have nothing to hide, dear Kaho. That is what or need chosen to believe me, trust me. I have no qualms.
I think it would be beneficial for us, as we've ran into some of our own problems recently that have us on edge.
I can understand. Corruption corrupts even those swilled in their hearts and minds without even knowing it. Do what you must. You kind of like see this little smile and just settles back in, kind of interested in see what you're gonna do.
You're on deck. Nice.
Yeah, I write on the notebook. If you feel a pull, don't resist it. Please.
And you see her settle in. She goes, "Oh, I never resist it when I feel it." You get a little bit of hippie feel from her.
Okay. So, I cast Zone of Truth. I guess everyone rolls, right? Is that how it works?
Yep.
I haven't actually done
Sure,
this.
what is it? Is it a wisdom save? Charisma?
It
Charisma.
is a charisma saving throw within a 15-foot sphere.
Unless you want to automatically allow it.
You can allow it to fail if you'd rather. And I just know who resists and who doesn't.
Anais
I will allow
begins to cast, and you see the glow of the purple symbol on her forehead as the wind begins to slowly fill this room, and with a flash of the cat's eye and her real eyes, a kind of echoes out in this almost pulse of blue light. She does not fight it. Kahu?
Kyle does not fight it either.
Zachary?
24.
Oh, no.
It's magic back, dang it!
I got a 23.
You both. Okay, so I'm scared. Do I have to roll for myself too, I guess, huh?
I think so, right?
Didn't you do that with Ren? That's all.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Failed your own spell.
Yeah, because it just happens, so it's everybody. I mean, no one else would know, but
Yeah.
unless she starts speaking the truth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I resisted myself, I guess, so.
No. Kyle, you turn around and be like, I trusted all of you.
I don't know.
Yep, I know.
Wow. The affinities have blessed.
Nice enough. He's fine.
The affinities seem to have blessed you as well, my dear. Lothar's with you.
I just nod. And I say to Kahu, she didn't resist. Yes or no questions usually work best.
Good to know.
You see her like really eyeing up Anais and her gear and like looking at everyone. She's very almost like interested.
Was the ritual on my ceremony day cheated with magic?
No. There's no magic to be done in our ritual. Magic cannot be done there. It's authentic. Our founders made sure of it. There's a stone placed in the middle, given to us by our founder, that prevents anyone from manipulating that magic done there. Only magic granted by the affinity on the day of can be done.
Zach signs to Anais, we need that stone.
He
And I
then.
say, good to know.
Take the most sacred stone away from the trap.
she says in Kahu's head, because I don't know if verbally, it was just I feel like it'd work better, but I mean, it might be good just to ask her if she is in league with Bardicdice. Just to throw that option out.
How are you in league with Bardicdice?
And let her aid me. Bring you back. But no. I do not side myself with that woman. Or ally myself.
When was the last time you saw her?
Day you came back to life. Not sorry for doing. You will guide our people through all of this. See, I'm not lying. Looks over at you, Anais.
Just nod.
What other questions do you have, dearies? So quiet.
I'm just here to watch.
Eating popcorn. Have you had... Maybe you can ask her if she's had any other dealings with either the light, this light, or elves after Bardicdice. After that interaction.
I'll repeat that question.
I repeat it again? I kind of got lost in half.
Has she had any dealings with the elves or the light after Bardicdice? Not just Bardicdice herself, but anybody who potentially is associated with her.
Nothing of the sorts. No elves have come to me. Only the rumors that I've heard of them.
Why is it that your people seem to be shunning you now?
I was always seen as more of a wild one, pressing the boundaries, what those consider traditions and others. When it came out that I kept this from the chieftain, mothers, comes with a price of seeming seeming more of a untrustworthy person. Those politics bore me. I like to be outside of it anyway. Into the stars. Let the spirits judge me when they take.
Anaya says in Kagu's head, I actually don't think I have any more questions. I really thought she might be in league with Virtus, so I'm a little at a loss.
Does anybody have any worries about where Elder Varrot stands?
I'm glad I've answered your questions, dearest. You consider us friends?
Oh, one more. I got one more. Go. Does she seek to do us harm now? Just to wrap it all up in a nice bow.
Do you seek to do any of us harm?
Never, dear. The affinities have blessed you. I am merely a vessel to help guide those to trust and understand the affinities' dealings in our world. Spirits around us move just like the sun and the sky, the earth, sun and the moon. How we all should work together, isn't it?
Sorry, no one was saying anything.
You seem to be of quite quiet minds. Many things trouble the rest of you.
John's computer froze.
Ah,
Oh, I wondered
Also-
why he was.
you
sitting
seem
in-
very
Yes.
contemplative there. Oh.
Yeah. I heard it go, "Wah," and I was like, what is that noise? And then he was just trying to get my attention.
Yeah, do you guys have any other questions for her, or I can do a quick recap while we're waiting for John to come back? Feels he'd probably be the main one anyway.
No, I don't think so. She doesn't seem to know a lot about Virtus, so
Yeah.
that would have been most of my questions for her.
Cool.
Unless, I guess the one thing I'd ask her would be if she'd have any idea why she'd want to save one chosen but kill another. Now I can't actually feel like I can ask the question.
Yeah, kind of has that same reaction she did to when he asked, like, why would she want to save him? Doesn't know.
Okay. Thanks.
Sorry, dear. While we're waiting for the cameras to get fixed, just real quick. So if you are new to Fates United, so Fates United is a homebrew world where the Ancient One, a deity that came to the world, created his own world filled with the fantasy races that we all know quite well, though a lot of them raised very differently. Elves are a little more barbaric, orcs can be a little bit more proper, just depends on how they were raised, but the Ancient One filled it with different magical beings named affinities. The affinities being the sun, the moon, the earth, the sky, light, darkness. But out of that, into this creation also came another being, or another power of corruption, and began to corrupt this world that was in. Basically, the Ancient One gave up his ability to be in the world among the affinities, among his creations, to try and keep corruption at bay, and kept whatever the main force of it, back beyond its own realm. Unfortunately, corruption was able to still seep through and corrupt monsters and creatures of this world. And the affinities, following in the footsteps of the Ancient One, did a ritual to seal themselves beyond the mortal realm as well, as they were the ones living among the people, teaching them magic at the time, teaching them creation and technology and magic. Still failed. Kept most of these titans and things back. But again, corruption came through in different ways, and the affinities, with their last blessing of their power, gave beads of this power to chosens, ones that they chose out of the races that the Ancient One built, to continue defending in their honor. And so each generation, chosens have been awakened among each generation to attempt to fight back darkness. Or fight back corruption, sorry. But it also seems that darkness has gone away at some point. Darkness and light seemingly not have had a chosen since the first generation of chosens. So the remaining 5 and 6, attempted to continue to keep corruption at bay, but over these generations failed and have been falling to a corrupted monster. Whereas we are now in this generation of chosens, where they're now uncovering some truths of why they've been failing and hoping to stop it at their own pace now. So that's where we are. Various things have happened throughout, but we are now in Pahuranji's homeworld, Fusuaga, as he is attempting to get questions for his own ritual for being brought back to life and why he is a chosen. So, welcome back, Kaha.
Thank you.
So, we were kind of just giving people a recap on what this world is, but the zone of truth is still up. If you guys have any more questions? It was gone a little quiet, and it seems that most people seem quite satisfied so far. But Kahu, do you have any other questions before the zone of truth runs out or before Anais drops it?
You know why there was such an act? Do you know if there's any additional reasons why there was such a division among the people?
I do not know. There has been always an ongoing pressure of tradition versus breaking from it. Some that families speak of isolating themselves from the others. There are those that are still struck by the Great Divide. We've always been here at Fusuaga and are kind of blessed not to have been pushed away from home. However, many blame the humans for bringing the elves to our doorstep, causing them anger, lash out. Some even speak of back in the day where the ASMRs and the tieflings had their own qualms before ASMRs flew into the sky. I believe our upbringing plays into parts of some that see your sister as the rightful heir. One that is willing to fight against these elves. Potentially more.
Yeah, my sister is one willing to fight against the elves.
Sister is fighting the elves, what I have heard. She's not fighting with the elves, against them. But I believe one of their main differences is that your sister is speaking to them of more. Of bringing back the glory of fighting potential we had before the Great Divide. That we've grown weak in our pacifism. When people question me and my methods, and question you. There is more attacks by corruption. There are no answers from Hanasuka. Celestia does not answer our call. Only Giant's Bane seems to have been willing to reach out to us. Even then, only warn us, not even assist. I always thought they were giants over there. Someone told me they're not. Did you know anything about that?
I know a thing or two.
Small giants. I want to see that.
I mean, you're not technically a small giant.
Well, beyond nice on our own right. I guess you'd call me an elderly small giant.
Alright. Well, can you teach me about dream walking?
I can attempt to teach you what I know, the techniques that have been brought down my lineage. So again...
You need...
Oh? Ah, yes. Oh, go ahead, dear.
I'm just gonna pull out some of the wisteria that I have.
Oh, no, I have plenty. That's in the tea
Oh.
kettle currently. I figured all four of you might want to attempt it with them. Well, I mean, not that
Right.
you can, but he might be able to bring them with you.
But yeah, he brought me once.
Oh, Oranji. Look at you go. Already claiming the powers within you already. You're going to be teaching me soon.
Well, let's learn what you've got first.
It is like muscle memory. The more you do it, the more you can recognize it. The more you can follow it. Not let it control you. Again, I need plants and herbs to assist me. You will be able to do it without that aid one day. What do you seek? You need to be intended on the path that you go on. If you go in blind, then you will be lost to the poles and the reaches of the currents. Just like the ocean. When you go out, you need to know your route. You need to know the patterns of the stars. Understand the layout as you go. Have that goal in mind. The fire like at the end of a rock. Being on the shoreline. Intentional.
Nice. Would you like us to try to find Viridis? I just tell you that in my mind to mind.
Didn't you say she's really good at this dream thing?
She is. We could go elsewhere first.
No, I'm just saying she knows more than you. Wouldn't that put you in a weak place? Not good position?
Trying to bring you guys with me. Might balance the scales. Might not.
She looks at Makai and Zachary. She goes, have you gotten used to this? I've never gotten used to being
I
around the
have.
Kalisto when they do this thing. It's quite crazy.
He's all the time.
So you just sit here and wait and try not to interrupt them when you're doing it. You end up having two different conversations at once. We joke them all the time.
I think it's really cool. Wish tieflings could do it.
I guess I'll tell Kahu, maybe ask her if she thinks we'd be ready for it. Of course I want to, but I want to be prepared before I'm ready to make that strike.
Do you think that if I focused on something like Viridis, that might be a little... that we'd be prepared for it?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm asking that out loud.
oh, sorry.
Right before that, while you guys are still going back, she just kind of responds to Mekai. She goes, I mean, you could. She like points to Kahu and she goes, you never know what a child could do.
Oh, I'm not interested in him. I already have someone. We're okay.
Oh, sure you do. It's all fine. And then what do you say out loud after that interaction? The question was,
Kahu.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the question was, are we able... If I focused on, like, Virdis, would that be too dangerous, or would we be prepared to do such a jump?
I think with all of us doing it, might be much more protected. I am much more experienced at keeping up the defensive while you go with. I would be careful. I don't know her ability to control this, or if she's just accessing it, borrowing it. I do not know how she would know of it in the first place. But even in the dream walking, you're not physically there. Could be injured. What? It would take great mastery of this to not just be a projection of yourself. So, keep in mind, you reveal yourself to her. Now she knows what you can do.
Yeah. Might be better to know how to strike fast when we're ready. Okay.
Can we hurt her in our dreams? Like, is that the thing?
Like I said, maybe
Right.
with, more skilled control over it, would be maybe potential, or if
Dream assassin.
she is there as well, but you would be both in the physical world somewhere and projecting in this realm as well.
I think I know where we should go. Pull out my dagger. Stick it on the ground as a focus.
So, when she gets up, you hear like bones cracking a little bit. She starts pouring a very steamy, kind of wisteria and plant smell. This tea, the four, grabs another one into a fifth one. She goes, well, Kahu, if you are going to do this, I'll go with you, and anyone else that wishes to try and let him bring you along, you can.
I'd be happy to have anybody who's willing to come.
Yes. I like tea.
Nod.
Do you want to come, Zach?
No.
Okay. You can watch all of us.
Oh, I sign. You don't want to go?
We almost lost Mekai last time.
Oh.
I signed. Will be safer because she's helping.
You have almost been what? What happened?
The tether was severed.
Yeah. But there was a bad person who tried to cut it.
It would take some deep corruption to tether it. Sever that.
Yep.
I believe I can keep you safe. Cannot promise anything. It's wise to be cautious. Kind of looks over at Zachary.
Should I stay out of it this time then?
don't know why we're rushing into this right now. Nice is barely walking.
I mean, we could wait until tomorrow. Well, we're not going after Virdis, right?
No.
We're
Yeah.
going after Beardus last time?
No.
It's a car.
But Car's brother was in the way, and he's obviously corrupted like we saw.
So where are you going? Or something else can find you?
I don't know.
You are attempting to try and seek someone that was corrupted. That corruption, if you're not in control of it, could have been something that tethered it.
Hmm.
So if
I
you
s-
seek
I-
something that is not with corruption, I do not see any danger of.
I seek a place of peace that I know.
Granted, there's always a risk you'll be struck down by lightning going down a hill, but
I just look at Anais.
actually she was looking at an eyes too. Yeah.
It's like-
It sounds as though there may be more danger depending on where it is you focus.
As with all things. You walk into a den with snakes. Way more dangerous than walking into my hut, I can tell you that much.
Can I think on my experiences and when I've gone there, what kind of forces I felt
Sure.
trying to impede and
Give me affinity check. Affinity check! I love that.
7.
7. It's been tough as you kind of go back. A lot of that blends with the fear and nightmare versus dream. As you're trying to discern when was it in your control, when were affinities doing things, when was Sundavir doing things, right? You get the sense though directly when you were in those times, like with Amaya and just speaking to the affinities, there did not seem to be that same threat. Whether it was an outside force or just corruption as its own energy, not quite sure. So, I guess with that question, you're not sure if directing to Virdis could entail danger or not, but something towards Amaya or that realm, that peaceful realm, kind of looking over the different affinities. Feel somewhat safe, though not sure.
insight exactly a feeling. I think perhaps Zach is right. It's been a long day. Maybe just wanting to get answers in the past put behind me as fast as possible.
When you're ready, dear. Your mind and heart must be aligned.
We have gone to find and many others.
I do hope he's okay.
Didn't you say that? And I'm signing too, so people can see. But didn't you say that Amaya's spirit is connected with his bird or something like that?
I did.
Okay.
Many of Kalishtar and Goliath believe that when one passes on, you can send part of your soul to look over your loved one. of our kind deal with relationships and familiars, animals. Many of us believe that is pieces of our soul of our deceased. Truly loved you if that is the case.
I know. I don't think she would have done what she did that day if she didn't.
I mean, Ergon is quite the looker too, but I don't think. I think they were just good buddies, right? I'm joking. It's such a deep and somber feel in this room.
I was just gonna say, Aragon was always a rock for me during the troubled times.
I can attempt to find him if you...
I would appreciate that.
Could you use this to find him then?
I've tried. It's not direct for me. Might need more help. You can always continue to try. Kahu would have much more of a connection to his bird if that was... Might be a way for you to find him.
Doesn't sound like it's that dangerous, is it? Then, I mean, maybe if we know a direction for Ergon, that would be a good thing.
Danger at all, to be honest.
We're talking about the dream walking.
Of course.
Yeah.
Eat drinking.
Just do it, Kahu. Do it.
I'll stay back.
I'm staying back. But you should just do it.
Very well. I'll grab the drink and all. We're taking it.
Below the one? You going to let it get cold, or are you joining in?
She says, and Kai said, I kind of wanted to do this. Seems interesting. I drink
You're
it.
welcome.
She just takes the other cups and slowly pours a little bit more in hers, and then the rest in the kettle. Okay. You guys both begin to drink of this tea. Give me Constitution saving throws.
The 9.
13.
9. Okay. You both drink of this tea, and Anais, it kind of, it's well tasting, but quickly you feel that almost that same feeling of when you're so tired that grogginess and everything just blurring takes over again. You're quickly kind of brought into this almost out of body feeling, and you feel yourself drifting past in thoughts of a mountaintop, middle of a thunderstorm, in the faces of some of these elves now that you've seen. A bald head, the blue streak around his eye now coming forth. You still in silhouette, but this golden flowered, almost like you know, like the gold paint stuff that you can like put on things. I'm trying to think what that's called.
It's metallic?
Yeah,
Or...
kind of. It's like fake gold that you can like put on like a frame or whatever. I forget what it's kind of like that. It kind of looks like that on her face. And it's glowing, but she's still in a silhouette, and there's two other figures in a silhouette. You just feel this hand on your shoulder. And normally it would be Virdis in this nightmare of yours. But it's Kahu's hand. You start feeling yourself led back towards a more peaceful setting. Ahu, you feel yourself again joining into this realm. And instead of the quiet waters in that dreamlike state, you are hovering above Fusuaga in the middle of the day. Shoreline glowing off on the side. The skyline blue and gold. Anais, you are there. You feel like a bird, and you see Varat. Though not physical forms of your own bodies, but almost representations, animal-like form of birds. Where do you focus your mind, Kahu? You seem to be the one that is guiding this.
It's first focusing on Amaya. I have the dagger, at least to help as like an object as well to focus further.
Okay. Give me an affinity check.
Just a straight roll.
Affinity, whatever your affinity bonus is.
20.
Gold leaf. Thank you. Yeah, it's gold leaf. 20?
Yep.
Perfect. The three of you feel yourself soaring, and the wind kind of underneath your wings of sorts, if you had them. Anais, your connection to Lotha has never been stronger. This feel of the wind and the sun on your back, but the clouds as you break through them is just invigorating. A joy and a happiness that has not been felt since before family is killed. You almost forget it for a second. You both feel also connected to this younger, spry spirit of Varat, who is doing flips and just enjoying this out of her body sensation that she is not held down by age and weakened bones. But you both can now feel a really warm sense of longing and love as you are now beard hair. Really gross. Feel yourself connected to Kahu and kind of being pulled by him towards this feeling of love and peace and a watchful eye. And your gaze turns towards the forest. You can see over the plains, the volcano in the background. Kind of with, actually, all three give me a perception check. Oh, the two of you, sorry. Like, wait, that's me. I'm the third.
26.
Okay.
13.
13. Okay. Kaho, you are focused more looking for this bird. And you can, as you're flying through and going over the mountain fall and kind of doing these back and forth looks, it's hard to find and feel where it is. You don't feel a sense of it on the mountain or in the forest nearby. And you almost get a sense of a loss of direction per se. Like you, not like you could maybe pinpoint this on a map, bird, but after a few minutes of flying, 10-15 minutes, feel Anais' kind of presence past you and point towards a direction of a bird circling above a forest and a smoke rising up from a camp. Anais, also with your perception check, you look over towards the volcano on the mountaintop. There's a gathering storm. Thunderstorm raging on top of them. That looks familiar.
The bad storm.
No.
Oh.
Your storm.
Okay. On the mountaintop? What, sorry, geography is hard. What is significant about which mountaintop? I feel like there's multiple volcanoes too. So I have a hard time keeping track of which.
There's one volcano.
Wasn't there like a mountain volcano? Like there's like 2 of them.
No, there's one volcano.
Okay.
But there's a mountain that's right next to the volcano, and that's where the storm seems centered on.
Okay.
And you can give me an intelligence check. Feel your father's stories of speaking this. The geography
7.
of the land. Oh man, okay.
And I always misses these checks. Like this is like
Yeah.
her thing.
You not sure what is significant about that mountain. Just reminds you of it reminds you of your nightmare, and then you just almost like this feeling of freedom from that almost breaks your attention away from it, and so you see it and know where it is, but when you begin to try and think of it and why and what it could represent, I'm enjoying this feeling too much of not even thinking about that.
Okay.
But you do circle around, and as you begin to circle past how you fly past around this beautiful bird that you recognize as Urgon's familiar, kind of shares an eye and dives down towards a rock-formed building. You guys come back out of it. You get a sense of a direction towards the forest to like a northwest. You probably have to go track it down.
I definitely felt something, but I don't know if I got an idea of the direction.
So, Mark?
In the moment that they are like entering into the vision, can I do detect magic around the hut?
Sure. Yeah, totally.
Meikai just looks at him.
I just shrug and look around.
No, do it.
Any more things to add to the magic bag?
You got your normal stuff. You see a few stones that are in the back that seems semi-magical. A couple Kaharaji stones. A couple other different arcane stones. And then a small bag of arcane powder. Seems to match. Well, give me a nature check.
18.
It matches what Meikai is holding. Is the wisteria plant. You recognize this like powdered version of it. Wisteria kind of has like small elements of magic in it.
Does anything in this room look like it is a candidate for that stone that cancels magic, except for those of affinity given magic? Okay.
Want to get up and go back to the amphitheater?
Well, I thought they said they place it there, so that's why I would assume it's not just left there, but
Nothing in this hut.
Okay.
Are you sitting the whole time? It's about 10-15 minutes that they're gone.
Oh, they're gone. 15 minutes this time? Oh, okay. Just sit there.
Okay.
'Cause I thought it was fast. I thought it was like a second the last time they did it, so...
It was fast last time. This one seemed different.
Oh, they're dead, Meikai. Okay. I knew it was a
They're
mistake.
still breathing.
Oh, boy.
Not very much like Meikai's mom. They're still breathing, they're fine.
They're fine.
Cool. Anything you guys want to do while they're gone?
Just sending little pictures to Car now. In a journal.
Like setting them back high school level, just like go back and forth. Cool. Yeah, you guys snap back out of it. Oh, ache of the bones after that. Tires me out. Do not get older, die young.
Your accent
I
changed.
feel like
It
that's
happens.
terrible advice.
It's, you know, the drinking, it slurs it a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, it had that very motherly intonation for a little bit.
So familiar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking of which, I think we found Familia.
Heard.
Means he's still alive.
We have a direction.
There was more. You think of Solstice a lot. Because of your being chieftain?
Talking about me?
I am looking
talking
at
about-
you. Yes.
You talking about the Solstarum?
Yeah, no, the solstice, the blue green in the sky.
Oh, yes.
I saw it in your dream. I know. I this is my job. I interpret dreams. They tell you things in your heart that your mind does not focus on.
I don't think I noticed.
Apparently, you held on to it. You question it. But there's also something you seek. A different solstice.
Oh.
Oh, apparently I'm onto something. I like you. I like when you talk. Make things easier.
You're welcome.
I
Go.
seek to understand the other affinities, particularly darkness.
Darkness has escaped many of our sights. We have not felt it in ages.
I have felt it.
I point over to that paper, like, you felt it.
Yeah. Viridis has this power now.
No, she has corruption. Darkness is chained.
Practice first. Make sure you settle your heart and your mind to this guilt that chains you, Kaho. When you are ready and still at heart, then follow this chain to darkness. It is chained by corruption. Must be ready for that fight. And you, young one, and she like points over to you, Anais. What were you looking at? I saw you look over at the mountain. What is that?
She writes, I saw the storm I recognized.
Oh, it was
Storm
more,
that watches out for me. It was over the mountain. I'm not sure why.
it was more than that, dear. They're like looking at you. You have a voice that needs to be heard.
You're just kind of like. She writes, did you teach Kahu how to talk in riddles?
Hmm. I
That's
don't
a
think
good question, actually.
I don't think that was a riddle. She's a little twinkle in her eye.
They've been telling me recently that they are riddles, apparently.
Well, apparently. I must be spending too much time around your Kalistra, but no, that was not a riddle. He knows. The storm will tell you where to go. Orbit.
Alright, it's never led me astray yet.
Don't run from it. Run towards it. You flew away from it. Like you were scared. Or unwilling.
What do you mean?
You looked at it and looked away. I don't know what that means. You must figure that out for yourself. Not a riddle. She just goes over and
Okay.
sits back down.
Riddles.
She just looks super confused, like, I just was flying around in the sky. I don't know.
You can come back to me and talk if you ever wish. Any of you.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it seems that our subconscious maybe has potential telltale signs in that realm. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
That's what I said, yes.
Okay.
I don't know if there were riddles involved, but sure.
But I mean, like, when you say, I did notice the sky, but there was a certain color to it.
Yes, of course. I saw it. Sometimes you need
She
someone
may
else to
not
point
have-
out things.
She may not have recognized that she looked and looked away.
That's why I told her. Not a riddle to figure out, Kaho.
Yeah,
They're stating facts.
That's what I'm trying to follow. You're just stating things.
Yes.
You don't
Does
have
this
an
all the
answer for
time.
us right now. What? Not all the time.
Oh, it's fine. But again,
Nice just writes, I think I'm tracking now.
sometimes people have to be
Just trying
ready.
to clarify.
And sometimes people have to be ready. Hear the answers that their heart is already trying to tell them. That's slightly a riddle. It's more of like an inspirational thing, but it's true.
Thank you.
So, are we just sleeping up here on the mountain?
We can. Or we can go back to the camp and find a place to sleep.
That's like 4 hours away.
No, that's if you go all the way to the base of the mountain. I'm talking about the camp that was just on the other side of the Goliath encampment.
Oh, that's what I was referring to.
That's definitely not 4 hours away.
Yeah.
Nice signs. I'm really awake though. Like I could stay up for hours probably.
You look like it.
Yeah, you haven't hit the cliff yet. That's good.
It's going.
Maybe we should get back before you do.
All right.
Do not be a stranger, Kyle. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Varuk.
We have many things to think about.
We have a changing world, and I have to somehow navigate it.
Not alone.
Welcome to adulthood. She just like,
Yeah.
it doesn't go away. You just have to do it at a higher level.
Tends to become a circle if you're not careful.
Anyways, I'm going to sleep, so
That's fair. Me too. Once I get to my place to sleep.
yes, she like nods at Anais like with her nose. She's like, get her near a bed. She's going to crash soon, I feel. That tea will take some out of you too. Drink water, dear.
Nice. I will never sleep. I'll fight everyone.
2 steps out.
Face plant.
I'll probably watch my nephew do that once.
You guys do anything else? Have anything
I
else
just
to ask
think her
her?
and leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Where are you guys headed? Try and find some bedding up here. Or are you heading back down to the coast?
I think not to the coast, way too far. We're gonna find some bedding up in the encampment.
Okay. The Goliath encampment or the Kalishtar?
I'm gonna spawn the Goliath.
Rachel, I was just about to say.
Parachute. No, you need
So-
that thing called a zip line. All the way down.
I was going to say there are Pahu, you know some that have the almost like a glider sort of thing that you guys have built, and there are some that know how to glide down from the mountain down. Like a quicker
Yeah.
way to get from the mountains to certain shores in like a deployment.
I'll share that with
Nice is
in the
doing
morning.
good. And she just falls off midway. It's my chuckle.
Dive bomb, dive bomb, dive bomb.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I've had that in mind ever since I built the mountaintop side. I was like, oh,
That
this
was
would be cool.
fun.
So you do know there are some in the Kalistar camp, if that's so what you desired.
I'll teach you how to save your stamina by folding it up and dropping for a little bit.
And then putting him. Noted from someone named.
All right, so
I know who eats all the freaking time. It's the stamina
the
bar.
stamina bar. That's what you guys have
Oh
failed
my
to notice. Fates of the United Wild 2 coming out next year. Cool. So you guys are heading to the Kalistar camp to try and find some bedding?
I think if we can find something in the Goliath camp, I think that would be fine too.
Okay.
It's closer, and they're also less judgmental of my friends at the moment.
Sure. Give me another investigation check.
That's terrible. 18.
18? To kind of ask around a bit, High Chieftain will come up to you. Thorian kind of greets you. Does tell you that your mother went down back to the shore, spend time with your father and the rest of the family. And that she said if you wish to speak with them in the morning, that's where they'll be. Kind of just turns to you. It seems to taking some family time, but she'll be back up in the afternoon.
She deserves it. Do you happen to know, by the way, where Kamana and Kiai are?
Well, Imana is helping some of the wounded and making armor now instead of trade. She's over in the Kalistar camp. Kiai, I think, is out on patrol. If last I heard, he is.
Oh,
he's been raised to a higher rank.
Good for him. Yeah, I'll try to chat with them in the morning. It's pretty late.
Of course,
We've been moving nonstop for a while now.
we have
And I think that. Well, okay, she's already trying to pass out.
Oh, where'd she go? But he'll say, we do have a few open huts and kind of a little bit of sadness, but Urgon's is available if you wish. Or he would want you to rest there.
I'd appreciate it.
Of course. I'll lead you to kind of Urgon's hut, and there are some spare kind of places to rest, fireplace. Couple old, I want to say artifacts, but little trinkets or rocks that you actually recognize as like from different shores that you've been to in different lands, kind of back in your soldiering day. Seems Urgon's very much of a nostalgic type person. But yeah, is there anything you guys wish to speak about, or is everyone just kind of going their own way to rest? Guys, Rachel, everyone is in Urgon's hut now. Where you guys have been set up by the Goliath camp to kind of rest for the night.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Are there injured here?
Not really any here. There are some, like one or two Goliath that are with the other Kalistar in their encampment. It seems that's more like the war front, if you would.
How far away was that from here?
Not far, 150 feet or so. They're pretty close to each other. You'd go past that little amphitheater ritual thing, get to the other side.
I'm gonna go walk over there if anybody wants to join me for a little bit.
I'll come.
Sure.
I should probably be showing my face.
Probably should or shouldn't.
Should be.
Oh, right. Makes sense.
You know, trying to be a leader of some sort.
Got the fancy tattoo now.
when we get back over there, I'll just kind of sit nearby the injured and all of that, and just quietly play on my ocarina and some soothing nighttime music, and do my song of rest. I get an extra D6 of healing.
Perfect.
From that.
For the sake of this, Zachary, as you go to sit and play that, and everyone seems to start looking over, give me a performance check. Would be a group skill. Well, I don't want to say challenge, but a group
20.
skill thing. Cool. Nice. Are you doing anything?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're by the injured people. Is that what you said?
Zachary is sitting down kind of in the middle or kind of nearby a fire where most of the injured are kind of laid. There's a few Kalishtar that are tending to them, and Goliath.
Well, like there's like supernatural healing, or is this all like really traditional, like bandaging up wounds type of thing?
Are low level, like first level cure wounds kind of going on for more of the like heavier stuff, but the rest is a lot more medicinal. Like they're just resting and recovering and healing up like broken things, and well, I guess cure wounds could be broken things, but like, you know, bruises and cuts and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
oh, you do recognize out of the corner of your eye, your sister. Yeah, your sister kind of recognize you and see you, and then kind of goes back to tending to the Goliath that she was attending to, but she's keeping an eye on you and your friends currently. Nice. Do you do anything?
Well, I have like, I didn't use hardly any spells today, so maybe just some people who seem like they're pretty bad off.
I'd say,
or even just like extra, like not, like maybe they're not bad enough to be considered like for healing normally, but like getting them up on their feet faster, especially since no one's doing good right now.
I'd say you see two people that are like people are tapped and maybe seem like could need that sort of healing. Zachary's song does seem to start aiding, though there's two people that still kind of seem pretty injured, and then a number of more that magical help could put them right back up on their feet, essentially.
If anybody seems a little hesitant or fearful,
we'll get to you. We'll get to you.
Well, I'm saying with Anais.
Sure. It's all going to be a
She's
group
doing
thing,
her
so I'm going
thing.
around to see what everyone's offering to this to get the overall sort of reaction of everybody.
Oh, sure.
So it's not like, I mean, everything's kind of at the same time, and you are assisting and kind of welcoming and sort of doing your part as well, but I'm going to get to you last and kind of come back around. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. No, it's just me explaining what's going on. You're good.
I have 5 spell slots left.
Okay. How many are you
So I'll use everything but one, because I always use alarm at the end of the day.
Okay.
But yeah. So cure wounds on people that might need it.
Okay.
I probably like wait till they seem comfortable with me before I don't just like do it.
Ouch.
But
yeah. With Kahu's presence there, and even this music that's being spread, they're a little hesitant at first, but when they see you doing this magic, the wounds heal up, and any of the infection that's been happening kind of sears back and disappears. And the comfortability, more and more, you kind of get led to those that are wounded worst. So you're doing 4?
yeah.
The 2 that you helped, thank you. 2 more, you clear up 2 more beds. You kind of get a sense of, for the first time, there's actually free beds during this skirmish. Meikai, what are you offering to this moment?
You can't heal or do anything.
Doesn't matter. What skill do you want to present forward to try and assist in this moment?
I wish I could punch him better.
Do you want to show off your fighting skills? I mean, You've seen Kahu
Mm,
kind of get into a emotional fight. You could do that. Play your flute. If you want to just be a welcoming presence. If you want to be an intimidating presence.
yep.
If you're trying to
Um,
add
Guess
into
I
the
could-
natural, the nature medicine. I mean, you
pocket
can be as
cookies.
creative as you want. If you want to feed people.
I guess
You could draw things for people. You could try and inspire them. And Meikai's got a lot to offer here.
yeah.
Because like, I've run away. I don't know what to do.
And she can try to assist in helping Zach do his music stuff. I mean, it's not gonna heal anybody, but
More than natural healing. Give me an affinity check. Or performance, whatever you feel is better.
it's an 18.
You start. I can't remember. Does Meikai dance when she performs? Sings?
She just has her little,
I don't remember.
or who?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she can stand and I can kind of like sway a little bit.
No, I
but
just
it's
couldn't
not
remember if that was the one where like she dances a lot, or maybe that's something else.
No, that's like the swords
Yeah. Okay.
thing.
Yeah. No, you just kind of go sit down near Zachary, and the harmony starts blending into the song that he's playing, and kind of, not that you recognize the exact same song, but you can keep the notes in harmony and kind of in tune as making this beautiful song, and everyone gets relaxed and upbeat. The sense of stress that war and battle has made seems to disappear for a little bit under this bright sky. Kahu, you're walking around and you're seeing Zachary start healing, and Meikai start playing in, and Anais is going around healing. The eyes are on you specifically for bringing in these outsiders, though they seem to be receptive. What are you offering?
The thing I was gonna say earlier is I was unsure if people were like fearful of the party members,
There are some that are skeptical.
and so especially if someone's like skeptical of like being healed, particularly by Anais, I want to try to like assuage their fears and their worries.
How are you doing that? And this could be over time. I mean, not just one person, but what are you doing for the entire group and to ease them and add to this?
I'll share stories with them about some of the adventures we've been on and how they've, been watching my back while I've been away and been standing in as, companions and protectors and shield bearers with me. And done so much to help me stay alive so far during everything that's happening, and despite the fact that there's so much unknown, they've been willing to march forward, and then also kind of express and talk to them about how proud I am for everybody who's doing everything they can to protect their family and their loved ones, and trying to stand against the tides that they're having to deal with, and let them know that they're not alone, and that we're looking to fight through some of these challenging times and to find a brighter future, and that we will find it, and that we've already begun it.
As the music smoke swells in between and kind of walking up to each person, calming their fears and speaking to them. And eventually the fire is burning a little lower, but stand and tell stories and speak to everyone. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
19.
You can all see the wounds healing, both from tiredness and stress, and seems like for the first time people are able to enjoy the presence and uplifting hope of what's been at their door and what's been tearing their tribe apart. There are beds that are filled. You see others getting up and bringing food, and even some that add into the music and play alongside with Makai and Zachary. You see some of the elders that normally wouldn't be working on armory and medicine begin to take out the crafts and show off this elegant, vibrant culture that the Kalishtar has. It almost feels like normal times again. People telling stories and hope. Welcoming you all into this tribe as one of their own almost. Kahu, Aimana just smiles at you. Walks past and bumps you and he goes, well, seems sister has someone in the running. Make a good chieftain, brother. Make a good leader.
Thank you.
Don't get mushy. Just punches your arm. And walks off. Begins to grab some of her crafts that she's made and these beautiful burned wood art crafts that she does, and breaking it out and beginning to burn them again. And you see this Leviathan being made, burning this into the wood. So the night begins to fade. People start kind of walking away a little bit. Is there anything else you guys want to do? You guys feel like you successfully uplifted those that were here. And even hear in the distance those speaking of Kahu, the other blessed by the affinities.
Knocking.
Just on the way back, then I guess, to our sleeping place.
Yeah, Kahu's ready to sleep.
I will sort of lean the direction of the amphitheater and cast Detect Magic at extended range so I can be a little farther away from it.
Sure. It's, with your intelligence, it's clear as day. Especially when you cast Detect Magic. I know what's going on here. You get a sense of abjuration magic from a point right in the middle. A stone that glows and sitting right in the middle of that amphitheater, and the outstretched glow ends right where these 8 like totems sitting on the outside of the amphitheater. What are you doing? Kind of, is this like when all 4 of you guys are kind of walking back? Or did you kind of go off on your own?
Oh, this is on the way back, just kind of head that direction a little bit and then... Okay. I just will take note of that.
Cool.
Zach's turning into a rock goblin.
Oh, the rocks.
My precious. Anything else you guys do? You guys want
We're
to
all
before you
sleeping in the
rest?
same tent, right?
Oh, it reminds me, Anais. On the way back, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Bro. What's gonna happen?
6.
6.
That.
Does it happen that fast?
Zachary, you look back and Anais like tripped over something and kind of just fell, and she's like catching herself, but you see her like blinking, like Anais, you have no clue what just happened. Like you fell asleep while you were walking and then tripped over a root.
You need me to get you the rest of the way in?
You have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have the one from before, and this gives you a 2nd level of exhaustion because
Sounds
unfortunately
good.
you failed the con save.
Okay.
It's very similar-esque, but not the same as a haste spell. But now that you
Mhm.
understand it a little bit, it gives you a bit of a stun and then a possible exhaustion. And you get rid of it. But it can excuse the effects of exhaustion when you take it.
Like when you're taking it. Okay. Sounds good.
I was like, all right, we're getting you into the bed.
So, Anais, point to
Good.
take. If
Huh?
you a point for your own character, now that you
Yeah.
understand this, if you ever feel the need to wipe the effects of these 2 exhaustion, could take more at the risk of getting another exhaustion.
Right.
Take so much and then you just die.
Run
Run
it's
yourself
a
into the ground.
Kahu. You will know this can be a very addictive, if not handled correctly, medicinal.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Yeah, Nice is just like, fine. But when we get to the tent, I like insist on doing my alarm spell first if I have the ability. Do I?
Is it okay if you
I'll
walk
give you a
in a
little bardic
zigzag?
inspiration to help your efforts out on that, to push through that tiny bit.
I do it.
Just give me a what's your spellcasting wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just give me a spellcasting roll with your proficiency and all that.
I got a 23.
Anything?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, you're able. You kind of feel yourself losing concentration on the spell about halfway through, and then you're like, nope, I really got to get this down. And right near the end, you're like blinking hard. You know, like when you're really trying to stay awake, and you're like, right, but you're able to cast it and finish the alarm spell. Episode 52, intervention. Perfect. So, is everyone heading to bed? Just talking
Yes.
about anything, any plans or anything for the morning?
Oh, that is true.
I'm
I think I
curious which
probably fell
direction you might
asleep next
go.
to the alarm spell. Finish.
Just put the blanket
So-
over her right there. Everyone will trip
Mhm.
over her, so you know the alarm spell will work whether she wakes up or not.
I didn't even need to cast it.
Just lay her
Bill-
across the threshold. Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, so I feel I need to obviously talk with my sister, but it seems we also have corruption on one side, elves on the other. Oregon's going to be with the elves. It's almost 2 birds in 1 stone.
Word familiar.
Hmm?
Hmm?
No, it's.
Sorry, I'm very tired.
Apparently, everyone needs to sleep.
Just hear in the back of your head, Makai. Actually, it was 3 birds with 1 T, but that's alright.
Maybe we look Oregon in the morning. We can talk more of it though in the morning when we wake up.
Yeah.
There seems to be a connection there for an ice as well, so
I think Ergon is the route to go.
Yeah, I think so too.
Zach, thanks for your insights. You're right, I shouldn't be so brazen about dream walking until I understand things better.
don't want us all to be wiped out in one go.
I did forget about that severing thing.
Maybe if something goes wrong, whoever's behind can do something to help get you back. But
if we're all gone, then there's nothing we can do.
That's true.
so
Next time you
maybe
should take
once
Zach.
Your skills are a little more up there. Maybe then I'll go.
Yeah, just means I gotta train.
It's a very interesting experience. Just like the telepathy thing.
I'll go and pull a thing over Anaya so that she's not just passed out on the floor.
Just pick her up and put her in the bed. I'll do it. I'm gonna pick Anais up.
All the beds are on the floor.
Are they? Well, I'm gonna go drag her over then.
I like bedrolls.
With-
Yeah.
Yes. I imagine
my-
she fell asleep on one. I was just saying, she's like,
No, I didn't. I was like,
Yeah, she like felt like at the door as she.
with
Oh,
my
yeah, I would've-
19 strength, I pick up a knife.
What a woman. Perfect.
no.
What? You're so strong. I know.
Perfect. So you guys heading down to bed?
Here's a blanket for you. Here's a blanket for Anais.
There. No, just riding to car and then going to sleep.
Kind of get a hard day, just dealing with, ruling, boring. But I'm trying to lower some of the guards, and redirect them to look into these corrupted places. No need to have a order against everyone, right?
Yeah, maybe stop any sort of skirmishes with the Kalishtar. They're having a hard enough time.
I like that idea. And so maybe arrange something.
Mm-hmm. We saw some people that were hurt and tried to help them, so.
Good. Glad you're out there doing something more exciting than I am. Oh, hold on, gotta go. Just like ... while you're waiting for someone to sign back. But yeah, you guys are able to have a cute little conversation. It says he misses your eyes, all that kind of stuff.
I'll, before bed, when I go out to like pee right before, I'll grab my stone and just message Sasha and just say, can't talk much, but I miss you.
I miss you too. Tried looking into your mom, checking in on her. Can't find her. Do you think they sent her away too?
I don't know. Look into it.
Trying, my dad keeps making me try and ignore it. Not our problem. The family is almost like shunned now. Scares me, Zach.
Why are they shunning them?
Your dad's making things up. It'll cause panic. No one's been gone missing since your dad was arrested. But there's not many people left anyway. Like a ghost town over there on your island.
Okay.
You okay?
No, but that's just how life is right now.
Wanna talk about it?
It's almost a year.
anybody's gonna find them, Zach, you are. You're the smartest person I know. Second best looking. After me, of course.
Of course.
Glad you agree.
Your skills improving?
Kinda, yeah. Ever since I learned how to focus my magic, been able to concentrate on it. Been advancing my fighting skills here. If you ever need help.
Yeah. Might need your help at some point.
Whatever you need, Zach. Go over every night. Where you are out there.
Hopefully I'll get a chance to see you soon.
Better.
I'll try. I'm being pulled in 10 different directions all the time.
You know that feeling. Well, one day we'll settle
One day
down.
we're going on a long vacation. Getting away
That's
for a while.
Amazing.
Okay, gotta go. Rest up.
Be safe.
You too.
Message disconnects. Anais, you don't hear this. Anais? Hello? Usually you're up around here. Are you ignoring me? She's not answering, guys. I'm sorry. Fine. We'll tell her in the morning. It's alright. He's fine. You're fine, right? Cough twice if you're not. Okay, it's about to end. Okay, bye. Register none of that.
Those 2 levels, man.
Perfect. The rest of you guys going to sleep?
I will tell Mikai thank you for her help as well. And then, since Anais is asleep, I will, with Kahu's, I would say probably poor penmanship, write a little note that says thank you, dash Kahu, hold it up, put it in her hand, and then go to bed.
Oh.
So cute. Cool. As you guys are all sleeping, you fall to a deep sleep. No dreams. There's been a lot of exhaustion and worries. Need perception checks by everybody at disadvantage, please.
Oh, man, I'm so bummed.
25.
I was gonna say it nice. I am bumping up the DC for yours because of your everything. You still happen to beat it.
22.
23.
My best perception check with a 14.
Jesus.
Oh.
Y'all are asleep. And you hear yelling and footsteps and the sounds of fire and battle breaking out around you. As Anais, you're awakened with your alarm as someone comes into your hut. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. Dun
I'm
dun
assuming
dun.
we didn't get a long rest.
Nope, because the DM finally gets to have some fun.
Do we get a short rest, though?
Yeah, I'd say you guys get a short rest while you were healing people and doing all that, and when you come back. So, short rest could be had. But, hearing you only have so many spell slots left, it's fun to hear.
I have none.
Yeah.
Use them all.
It was like,
These are my spell slots.
got him.
I'm good.
Perfect. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and end on that and pick that up next session, see how that goes. Super excited. Yeah, you guys got through a lot. I had super fun with that and what you guys figured out and what you're looking into, speaking with Farot and all that. Super excited. So we will be live next week, next Thursday as well, before we take a week off for GaryCon. Super excited. Keep you guys updated with that. Low key freaking out. But we'll be back. I will actually probably be streaming tomorrow at some point, most likely, just hanging out. I'm actually not working tomorrow. And thank you guys so much, everyone, for your support. I am back working at my old job, doing my driving old job again. So luckily not overnight, just driving. So thank you guys so much for your love and support on that, and just kind of being supportive throughout all this. Hopefully I'll try and find time to settle down on a third stream as well. But we have Beacons Aura this weekend, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Marquee Gaming's channel. Don't miss out on that one. And if you guys want to hang out and get notified when we go live, and if you're not part of our Discord, consider joining our Discord. It's super fun. We have the most uplifting and positive community. Yeah, I have amazing people in it. Tonight, I wanted to raid someone. Looks like they were live. I don't know if they're still live, because they were on for a bit. I think they are. And Vix is over there, so let's just go say hello. We'll see how this goes. Half the time, we raid someone right as they end their stream, so we'll see. But let's go ahead and check them out. So as always, thank you guys so much for your love and support. We're gonna go ahead and raid Spooky Sprinkles. Vix Draws is over there streaming with her, and so I thought we'd go and support them and have some fun. So as always, thank you guys so much for making the Bardic Barrage and the Tavern such an amazing, positive place. I love getting a chance to meet all of you. So let's go send our love and respect and hype and support over to Spooky. I keep on wanting to say Spoopy because of Spoopy in, but go say hello to Spooky, and we'll just we'll say love raid and then just go like we're scared. Because you can say like spooky, get it? Yeah, we can do something like that. Anyways, I love you guys all. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye, guys.